Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we like to blend casual conversations with some insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. So today, we're diving into something pretty big. AI is getting cheaper and easier to use, which is kind of a big deal for everyone.
It is a big deal, yeah, and we've got some really specific examples today that I think will drive that point home.
Okay, cool. So let's start with OpenAI. They've been making waves with things like ChatGPT and DALL-E, and now they're making AI even more accessible with their latest model, O1.
Yeah.
What's really interesting to me about O1 is that it goes beyond just simple text generation. It can analyze images, which opens up a ton of possibilities for all sorts of visual applications.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Like, imagine using AI to analyze medical images for faster and more accurate diagnoses.
Exactly. And it's not just healthcare. Think about manufacturing, where O1 could be used to spot defects on a production line, or even in scientific research, to analyze complex images from telescopes or microscopes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so O1 can, see.
Yeah.
But what about its thinking abilities? What sets it apart from previous models?
So one key difference is something called reasoning effort control. Essentially, developers can now tell O1 how much effort it should put into thinking before answering a question. So you can fine-tune its responses to be more thoughtful and comprehensive.
So if I need, a quick answer, I can tell it to, just think for a really short time. But if I'm working on, a complex problem, I can give it more time to, really dig in. That's pretty cool.
It is. And OpenAI didn't stop there. They also made some pretty big changes to the pricing structure, making O1 more affordable for developers to use.
Yeah, hold on. I remember seeing something about O1 being really good at math, too. Is that right?
Yes. It actually outperformed most humans on the American Invitational Mathematics examination, which is a pretty impressive feat for a language model.
So we're talking about a model that can see, think, and now do high-level math, all while being more affordable.
Yeah.
It sounds like a recipe for a lot of innovation.
I think you're right. Yeah, lower prices, combined with these advanced capabilities, could really lead to a boom in new AI tools and applications.
Okay, so OpenAI is making big moves. But they're not the only ones. NVIDIA is also shaking things up with their new Jetson Orin Nano Super. It's being called a $250 AI supercomputer that fits in the palm of your hand. Is that even possible?
It is, and it's another major step toward what we're calling democratizing AI. The Jetson Orin Nano Super is essentially a mini data center that allows you to run sophisticated AI models locally on your devices.
So instead of relying on massive data centers and cloud computing, we can have AI happening right in our homes or offices.
Exactly. This has major implications for privacy and security. Since data doesn't need to be sent to the cloud for processing, it also makes AI more accessible to people who might not have reliable internet access or the resources to pay for cloud computing services.
This is where it gets really exciting for me because it feels like the possibilities are almost endless.
They are. Think about smart cameras that can understand what they're seeing and react in real time. That could be used for everything, from home security to monitoring traffic flow in a city.
Right. Or imagine using it to build your own robots or drones that can operate autonomously. You don't need a huge budget or a team of engineers to experiment with this technology anymore.
You're right. The Jetson Orin Nano Super opens up a whole new world for hobbyists, students, and small businesses who want to explore the potential of AI.
So we've got OpenAI making AI models smarter and cheaper, and NVIDIA making it possible to run those models on tiny, affordable devices. It really does feel like we're on the cusp of a major AI revolution.
We are, and the most exciting part is that this revolution is being driven by accessibility. AI is no longer just a tool for big tech companies. It's something that anyone with a little bit of curiosity and a desire to learn can explore. What's fascinating here is this shift towards, more accessible AI. It's not just about the affordability. It's about bringing AI closer to the real world.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Well, traditionally, AI has been very cloud-centric. You need these massive data centers and powerful servers to run these complex models.
Right. Which is why it's been so expensive and out of reach for so many people.
Exactly. But now with devices like the Jetson or Nano Super, we're really starting to see this shift towards, it's called edge computing.
Edge computing.
Yeah. Instead of sending data to the cloud for processing, we can do it locally on these small but powerful devices.
Okay, so break that down for me. What does edge computing actually mean?
Right.
And why is it so important for the future of AI?
Okay, so imagine you have a smart security camera that uses AI to detect intruders. With traditional cloud-based AI, that camera would have to send all of its video footage to the cloud to be analyzed. which takes time, requires a lot of bandwidth, and honestly raises some privacy concerns.
Yeah, I see your point. If the processing is done locally on the device, there's no need to send that sensitive data to the cloud.
Precisely. And it also means that the camera can react much faster, since it doesn't have to wait for data to be sent back and forth. This real-time responsiveness is really crucial for a lot of AI applications.
So edge computing is faster, more secure, and more private. What's not to like?
Well, there are some challenges. For example, these edge devices, they do have limited processing power compared to these, massive data centers.
So there's a trade-off then
Yeah,
between portability and performance.
there is. But the technology is advancing so rapidly. We're seeing these new chips and architectures specifically designed for edge AI, and they're becoming more powerful and efficient all the time.
So it sounds like edge computing is going to play a really big role in making AI more ubiquitous. We might not even realize AI is working behind the scenes in our everyday lives.
That's right. It could be in our homes, our cars, our workplaces, even in our clothing. The possibilities are truly vast.
It's amazing to think how far we've come with AI
Yeah.
in just a few short years. But I have to ask, are there any downsides to all of this? What about the potential for AI to be misused or even become dangerous?
That's an important question, and it's one that researchers and developers are really grappling with right now. As with any powerful technology, there are always risks.
Right, like we need to make sure that it's being developed
Yeah.
and used responsibly.
Exactly. We need to think carefully about issues like bias in algorithms, the potential for job displacement, and even the ethical implications of giving machines more autonomy.
It's a lot to consider. But it sounds like these conversations are happening, which is a good sign.
They are. And the more aware we are of the potential risks, the better we can mitigate them. The key is to approach AI development with a sense of responsibility and to prioritize human well-being above all else.
Okay, so with all of these exciting developments, what are you personally most excited about when it comes to the future of AI? What gets you really fired up?
For me,
Yeah.
it's the potential for AI to really help us solve some of the world's biggest problems. Think about using AI to develop new life-saving medical treatments or to combat climate change.
Those are some pretty big goals.
They are, but I truly believe that AI has the power to make a positive impact on a global scale.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It is inspiring to think about all the potential. Okay, so we've talked about OpenAI making AI smarter and cheaper, NVIDIA making it more accessible. With edge computing, what does all of this mean for the average person listening to this right now?
I think it means that AI is no longer something that's happening in the distant future or only in research labs. It's becoming a part of our everyday lives, whether we realize it or not.
So we need to be paying attention.
We do, and I
Yeah.
think it's really important for everyone to have at least a basic understanding of how AI works and the potential impact it could have on our lives.
I mean, that's where shows like Byte-Sized Tech come in.
Right.
We try to, make these complex topics
Yeah.
accessible and understandable.
Exactly. The more informed we are about AI, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this rapidly changing technological landscape.
I mean, we're seeing all these incredible advancements, but a lot of people still think of AI as something out of science fiction.
Yeah.
It's hard to wrap your head around sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. But remember, at its core, AI is really just a tool. It's a set of techniques
Yeah.
that allow computers to learn from data and then make decisions.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It all depends on the intentions of the people using it.
That's a great point, and that's why I think it's so important for us to have these conversations about AI ethics and responsible development. We need to make sure that these powerful tools are used to benefit society as a whole.
So what can our listeners do to kind of stay ahead of the curve and prepare for this AI-powered future? I mean, things are changing so fast.
Well, first and foremost, stay curious, read articles, listen to podcasts, explore online resources. There's a wealth of information out there about AI and its potential impact.
Yeah, it's like drinking from a fire hose sometimes, though, right? There's so much happening.
It can be overwhelming, but even just, dipping your toes in and learning a little bit at a time can really make a big difference.
And don't be afraid to get hands-on either, right?
Absolutely. There are so many free and affordable AI tools available. You can use those to experiment and learn. You don't need a PhD in computer science to get started.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
all about demystifying AI and making it accessible to everyone.
Exactly.
And don't underestimate the power of asking questions. If you don't understand something, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, there's a huge community of people out there who are super passionate about AI, and they're usually more than willing to help others learn.
Speaking of questions,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. Imagine for a moment that building your own AI tool was suddenly as easy as creating a website or a mobile app, what kind of AI tool would you create? What problem would you solve?
Ooh, that's a fantastic question. It really gets you thinking about the possibilities. Yeah, we could see a wave of innovation, with people from all walks of life creating AI tools to address really specific challenges they face in their communities.
Right. Maybe it's an AI-powered tutoring system that
Hmm.
personalizes learning for every student, or a tool that helps farmers optimize their crop yields
Mm,
to reduce food waste. It's exciting to think about all the potential.
it really is. And who knows what incredible solutions people will come up with, that these barriers to AI development are lowered even further.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the world of affordable AI. It's a rapidly evolving field, and it's clear that we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting journey. And I, for one, can't wait to see what the future holds.
Thanks for tuning into Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoy the show, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.